Welcome back to Beyond the Dugout, presented by Visit Las Vegas. I am with none other than your 2025 unanimous Rookie of the Year, the man they call Nicky Nukes, aka the Big Amish, the man with a swing as smooth as butter, baby. We're talking about Nick Kurtz. Kurtzy, welcome to the program.
How's it going, man? Good to be here.
It's going good, brother. Hey, obviously, an incredible season, an electric ride. I want to start at the very beginning, though, because there's a moment in every big leaguer's career that they will never forget, and that's when that phone rings. That's when you get brought into the manager's office in 3A, and they tell you, hey, you're done here.
Yeah.
The hay is in the barn. The butter, if you will, has been churned. You're going to the big leagues. What was that moment like for you? If you can, just kind of walk us through it, because it's an incredible day that I know you'll never forget.
Yeah, so I wasn't lucky enough. We were on an off day, so we weren't in the facility at the field. I was still pretty much half asleep at 10 a.m. on an off day, and I get a call from Fran. I'm like, why is he calling me? Like, that's weird. I knew that it could be coming soon, but sure. I had like a rough week before, and I was like, it's not gonna happen now. Gets me the call, and he's just like, the A's have provided it. They need your services. That's like how he said it. And I was like, that was a weird way to put it. I'm like, okay. Like,
so what am I doing? Am I doing laundry?
Yeah.
Like, what am I doing?
So I was like, all right. I was like, okay, what happens now, kind of thing. So then now I was just kind of waiting for calls from everyone else to kind of tell me like where to go, when, like. So it was pretty cool, but I don't see like an initial like rush of like what do I do?
This
like,
is incredible.
Yeah.
Like, this is real. It's happening.
Absolutely.
Who's the first phone call go to after that? Because you have an incredible network of support.
Yeah.
And I know that your family means the world to you, and I know how much they love everything that you have done, but just the person you are outside of what you've achieved on the baseball field already. So who's that first phone call go to, and what's that like?
Yeah, it was called. I can't remember if I called mom or dad, but I got them both on the line at the same time. Told them. That was really cool. They were definitely more excited than I was.
Sure.
I kind of was just chill about it. I try to stay level-headed about all that stuff. Then I called the brothers, gave them the news, and then it was girlfriend after that. I don't know if I ever called my sister. I think she just kind of found out. I might have called. I can't remember. I might have sent her a text or something. Then I was like the weight coaches.
Okay.
They were next on that list after that. They helped me a lot through it. I mean, I was playing video games with some of them like the night before.
Sure.
So I was just letting them know.
What's the brother's reaction? Because I mean that's such a special relationship. That's you know what I mean. Like you're watching your brother work his way through the professional ranks. I mean, obviously they've had a front row seat to watching you develop as a player, as a person. But I know that relationship goes just far beyond what's happening on the ball field. What was their reaction like?
Yeah, it was really cool. They were stoked. They're like my best friends. I grew up with them. I grew up looking up to them.
Sure.
And then I was looking down on them not too long when I was pretty young. But that was awesome. They were really excited. They couldn't wait to get out there. They were like, all right, we're booking flights. Like, all right, we're figuring it out. We're getting out there. So that was cool. That was really cool.
What was your first impression when you walked through the door for the first time? Because you understand that there's guys who get call-ups and it might be out of necessity. There's guys who have essentially beaten the door down. They have torn the cover off the ball, and you kind of alluded to it, maybe a little bit of a struggle over the last few days or week or so leading up to the call-up, but everything you had done outside of that, I mean, you were absolutely murdering the baseball every stop of the way. So the call-up wasn't about, let's see what this kid has. That had been well documented. So when you walk through the door for the first time, what's the feeling like for you walking into the big leagues?
I don't even really know how to put it. I was like, because I didn't really know what to expect, I think, when I walked through it, because it just wasn't that long when I was like in professional baseball.
Right.
It was weird. I've only been into a couple of locker rooms and not for a long period of time. So I was just like, all right, here we go. Like, let's just do it. This is where I wanted to be. I didn't know how early it would come, but it's here. I was like, it seemed more like something you have already been in than you really think. I think everyone imagines this crazy thing, and as you get in there, it's like, all right, these are my guys. Let's go do our job and play the game.
I think that speaks to who you are as a person, because we're talking about some of the leadership qualities that you have already shown that we know that you possessed. And I have jokingly said early on in the year, I said, let's not remember, this guy's just a few months or so it feels like away from doing book reports. And now he's here absolutely tearing the cover off the baseball in the big leagues.
Welcome to Fabulous. From the fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada, Leadoff!
I want to go a little bit beyond the dugout presented by Visit Las Vegas and talk to you about the stewardship that you've had outside of the baseball field. Things that have helped kind of keep you in line, individuals that have helped kind of keep you in line and keep you on the track, because sometimes it's not easy to do and sometimes we can stray away, but you got to have somebody or a group of folks who have helped kind of keep that focus for you.
Yeah, I've had plenty of people throughout the journey, kind of, parents, definitely a core group of that. I've had my high school basketball coach was a big part of that. His name's Mark Price. When I went to boarding school my sophomore year, and then he kind of took the job there the same year. We kind of bonded together through that. College coaches, kind of all of them. Billy Salento, Matthew Wessinger, Coach Walter, Tom Walter, Muscara also. I mean, they all kind of just, make what's important important. Sure. That's kind of the biggest thing that I took from them, and kind of everything else will figure itself out.
I think it's incredible. I mean, it goes without saying. I have an idea. I have a really good feel for who you are as an individual, but just to be able to so quickly rattle off those names are still in the forefront of your mind. You can tell that they've been impactful, and you can tell you're not somebody who forgets where they've come from. I want to get back on the diamond now. You've walked into the big leagues. You've made yourself very, very comfortable just by your approach at the plate. And something I think that you would admit to is one of the hallmarks, one of the calling cards that you arrived with was the prodigious power. Well, it maybe took a little while for that to reveal itself. Your first extra base hit, my man, was a triple. Get him scooting. Get him scooting. What was that like, kind of working through that for you? Because what became apparent was the bat to ball skill. You have no problem using the entire field, whether it's with authority or not. You have no problem waiting until you get a pitch that you can hit. But when that power wasn't ever present immediately, was there any anxiety? Was there anything that you had to work through? How did you kind of calm yourself down and take yourself through that?
Yeah, I don't know if there's really anxiety. I kind of know myself, like I'm a streaky power hitter, I would say. I hit a lot in a very short amount of time, and then I'll go some time without hitting them, and then I'll hit a lot again. And I kind of just know that's who I am. That's kind of what I've always been. So when I started out, and I knew the power, like the swing wasn't there for that right now. Mm-hmm. So it's like, okay, like let's put the one play, let's hit a single, let's move a runner, let's do something. Like I want to stay up here, so
sure.
let's do something that I know I can. Here. Yeah, I was like, let's do something. If I know I'm not gonna try to do something I know that's just not happening right now. So let's just try to do other things that I can do to help the team. And if I help the team and we're winning, they're not gonna send me down. That's kind of my idea about it.
Well, I think that's a hell of an approach, because it's an approach that absolutely panned out. And to your point, when the power came, and you want to talk about a streak, I would call it a season-long streak since then, my man, because you just didn't stop. I want to get to a point in the season, and it's almost a fast forward, if you will, but we're talking about a historic moment, a moment that there's only been a few guys in baseball that have experienced. You tie Shawn Green for 19 total bases, 4 homers in a single ball game in Houston, and I remember watching this unfold and looking at my partner in the booth at the time, who's Chris Carey, and thinking to myself, and he and I are thinking to each other out loud in between innings, buddy, this is happening. Like, this is going down. So I don't need step by step, one after the other, but let's start after the second one, and you know that you've got some more meat on the bone. There's some more at bats coming your way. When does it ever start to creep into your mind that, you know what, I might still be able to run into a few more here? Is that something that you process, or do you just kind of keep that same approach?
Honestly, I was trying to hit a triple. Like I wanted to cycle. That's kind of what I was thinking about. Like, 'cause I think I went single, homer, double. Mm-hmm. So I was like, after my 3 at bats, like I'm a triple away. Let's hit a gap. Let's go.
Let's go.
We got a good lead. If I get thrown out third, oh well.
It's all good.
Yeah. So that was kind of my idea about it. And then I hit the second one. I was like, awesome. Like. Yep. Great day, no matter what happens here. And then I hit another one. I hit the third one in the 8th inning, I think. Yeah. So I was like, okay, great day, done for the day. Probably not gonna get up. And I saw a position player come out. Like, there's a chance I get up again. And I don't love hitting against position players. I was like, all right.
Oh, we know that.
Yeah, you saw it after that.
We've seen that.
Yeah. But he was throwing a good speed for a position player. He wasn't the 31. He was more like a 75. Like, okay. maybe I can do this, but I wasn't really trying to. I know the second I try to do that, it doesn't usually work out for me. But it happened. It was awesome.
It was an incredible moment. What was the vibe for you like in the clubhouse after the game? As somebody who was there and felt it, it's one of those emotions that I'll never forget, because not only are your teammates rallying around you, not only are your teammates excited for you. I mean, the team win, although that's what's most important, as you alluded to, which again speaks to your character, that almost becomes secondary because of what a momentous occasion it was. You've got the Hall of Fame and their representatives waiting in the equipment room. I mean, they're basically stripping you of everything and putting stickers on it. And I got to watch that all unfold. But take us through the emotion of that, almost realizing, like, my goodness, like I've been here for like 10 minutes and I'm doing things that this game very rarely sees.
Yeah, I don't think I quite recognized what I kind of really did until I got into the locker room, and like people are like, "Oh, dude," like, "Oh," I'm like, "Yeah, like I know it was good. It was a good game." Like, I'm like 19 other guys that hit 4 homer games, and I hear about the total base stat and all that other stuff. I'm like, oh, yeah. I was like, that was a really good one. I still don't think this can just kind of describe the feeling. It was like shock, happiness, like proud. At the same time, we won, and I felt like the team was like you said, like rallying around it. Like, kind of just felt different in the locker room at that time. That's when we swept them. We went on a good little streak. I think that was a big part of it. We were having fun. It's always fun beating the Astros too.
Sure is.
Yeah.
Sure is. Especially when you drop Diesel 4 times in one game.
From the fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada, what a man!
I want to talk a little bit about those leadership qualities that I kind of alluded to earlier in the conversation, because there was a moment where I saw it kind of come to the surface, and it was a moment here at home. I think there was a play over at first base. Sevy was covering, maybe didn't get over quite in time, and as you're walking back to the mound with him, you kind of flip him the ball, and you kind of put your arm around him, give him a pat, and I remember saying to myself, and I said this on television at the time, I said, that's a kid, and I mentioned it, that was doing book reports months ago and has now got his arm wrapped around a big league veteran, just kind of letting him know, hey, we're okay, it's all right, here we go. And the comfort in which you kind of taken that role on, where does that come from? Because not everybody's born with that. That's not necessarily something that you can develop, and if you do, it takes a long time to accumulate the dirt under your spikes to feel comfortable enough to do that. But you have already kind of taken on one of those roles.
Yeah, I think it's like you said. It's more about the respect value from your teammates, more so than the amount of time you spent with them. I think from what I've tried to be a leader on every kind of team I've been on. Sometimes it happens naturally. Sometimes you have to press the issue when they need it. I just think that you can't lead unless others want you to lead. Sure. And kind of when you sense that the respect is there, people root for you, they want to be there for you, and kind of when you sense that's there, you can kind of take it a little bit further and see, all right, what can I do to help this guy today? What can I do to help that guy? And especially with us being so young, it's like I've played more baseball than some of these guys who, they didn't go to college, or I took leadership classes in college. I took all this stuff. That's something that kind of interested me. And now these guys I've been on winning teams. I've been on, pretty much every team I've been on is won. And I think that maybe that's something that a lot of these guys haven't been a part of. I think I could bring some type of value in that way.
It's called pedigree, my man. And you come with loads of pedigree. When we talk about getting to the big leagues and kind of being thrust into the middle of a big league lineup, there's responsibility that comes with that, and it's responsibility that you have handled time and time again. You found yourself at the top of the lineup.
Yeah.
What was it like getting the conversation through, hey, Hey, Kotz, are you sure you're awake here? Because my name's at the top of the lineup. What are we doing here?
So I actually was looking at this. I hit every single spot in the order this
Yes.
year. So I was like, that was awesome. That was really cool. I remember he didn't say anything to him. I saw my name first. I was like, all right,
let's
do it. And then I'm sitting on the step, and he's like, you ever hit leadoff before? I was like, yeah, like freshman year of college, I did like for a few games, but since then, no. He's like, you're all right with him? I'm like, I don't care. Let's just go. And then I was like, I'll get a first pitch heater most likely, so I don't hate that. But it was cool.
And was it a bomb?
No, no, I don't even know if I got a hit off the first pitch. I think I just know the heater's coming, and I want to hit it so bad that it just doesn't work out. But after the first time through the order, it doesn't really matter.
Right, things change.
You hit leadoff one time, so that's the way I think about it.
Have you had that aha moment yet? That big league moment? Sometimes it comes early. Sometimes it doesn't come until after your first year, maybe. But have you had a moment where you maybe before the game, while you're in the box, you step out? I mean, it can happen at any point in time. Walking into the stadium where you see somebody and you're like, dude, I'm in the big leagues.
Yeah.
Like this is insane.
Yeah, I think that moment, it actually happened later in the year. We were at Fenway, and they were slinging Sweet Caroline, and and it was packed. They're fighting for the playoff spot. I'm like whoa, this is sweet. Like, this is insane. So that had to probably be the moment. I mean, facing like the Yankees in Yankee Stadium early on was really cool. Playing the Phillies growing up in Pennsylvania, being a huge like Phillies fan growing up. So
shout out Lancaster.
Yeah, Lancaster. I mean, like watching like Bryce Harper, and he's kind of someone that I've wanted to model growing up.
Sure.
So that was really cool for me too.
Those have got to be incredible feelings, man, because it's a moment where the dream is realized, and you kind of pinch yourself briefly and say to yourself, the hard work is paid off.
Yeah.
I am here. I deserve to be here.
Welcome to Fabulous.
From the fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada, what a man!
What's it like being in the same clubhouse as a guy like Brent Rooker, who is, I almost look at him as a grandfather figure type, just because of his experience, his demeanor. He's still a guy who can laugh and joke and have a great time with the boys, but he is somewhat of the elder statesman when it comes to the young core that we have here with the Athletics. What's it like having, we'll call him Granddaddy Rook. What's it like having a guy like him that you can lean on, because he's almost like an extra hitting coach at times.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whether you're a right-hander or a left-hander, it has to do with approach, pitch selection, mindset. There's so many different things that he brings to the table. How valuable is it to have somebody like that you can lean on?
Yeah, before I answer, I saw a picture of him from 2016 in a Mississippi State uniform, and I was like, 2016, like I was 12. And you're like, he's like, yeah, I got drafted that year. I'm like, all right. No, but it's awesome. He's kind of had a rough, he's had a different type of career.
Sure.
He kind of found it when he was older. And having someone like that who's kind of been through it is great to have on a team, whether it's just going through the grind of baseball, whether it's hitting him in a slump, what can I do? And he's kind of shown after the last 3 years, he probably is the most consistent hitter that we've got. And it's really nice having someone who's like that, who's older, and you kind of just like, all right, he puts his arm around you and just, hey, it's gonna be all right, man. Like, you're gonna be all right, we're gonna be all right. So he's been great. Even when I first got called up, even in spring training, my first year last year, he kind of took me under his wing right away, which I really appreciated, helped me kind of get through it.
He's a voice of reason.
100%.
And I think every clubhouse needs that. Every lineup needs that. Every lineup also needs that core that I just mentioned. How exciting is it to be a part of a young group that has so much talent? With that talent comes expectation, but knowing that you play a central role in that, along with some other guys who are just as capable. How exciting is that to be able to look towards the future and think, we've got something here, and I'm a part of that?
Oh, it's so exciting. When I got drafted by the A's, everyone's like, there's still things about the A's of moving. I'm like, dude, do you see their lineup this year? I was like, 2 years, we're all going to be 25 younger, and we're going to be going to Vegas, or doing whatever, and we're gonna have those guys in there. I'm like, yeah, like let's do it. Like this is gonna be awesome. And then meeting Law and Sodi and Willie and all Shea, and I'm like we have 1 through 8, could be 3, 4, 5 hitters on anywhere else. I'm like, this is a lineup that could be one of the best lineups ever if we play our cards right. So that had me really excited right away.
A lineup that absolutely bangs. It's one of the best lineups that I have seen come through the green and gold. And you alluded to, I mean, it's going to have a chance to be a dynastic lineup, as you said, if we play our cards right here. The last thing I want to ask you, as we are Beyond the Dugout presented by Visit Las Vegas, is what does this group have to do to take that next step? Because I think we all understand last year there was just a moment in time, just a speck on the calendar that without a doubt impacted the entirety of the season. Mm-hmm. If that 20-plus day stretch goes a little differently, we're talking about a season ending quite differently. Mm-hmm. What does this team have to do in 2026 moving forward to take themselves to the next level?
Yeah, I think we gotta, find out who we are and what kind of team we want to be. Something that we can fall back on when times are going bad. Like, all right, stuff's not working. We're not hitting today, but we're pitching really well. We can't get a win. Today we can hit, but we can't pitch, and we can't get a win. Like, we gotta find some way that we can pick each other up. There's gonna be weeks where we don't hit, but the pitching staff's gotta pick us up. There's gonna be weeks where pitching staff just can't get it done, but we gotta pick them up. I think that's part of the team aspect of a game. I think in that 20-game stretch, it just didn't happen. Whether that's luck, whether it's baseball, could also be a thing. I also think luck is a very big factor in baseball.
No doubt.
Probably 60% of your hits are luck. Mm-hmm. So luck's got to be on our side. But we're young, and maybe we got to be someone that other teams hate facing. Let's be pesky. Let's be young. We got fresh legs. We're young. Let's use them. So that's kind of thing I'm looking forward to. Seeing what we can kind of do.
Well, luck be a lady. That is Beyond the Dugout with the Big Amish, Nicky Nukes, Nick Kurtz, your AL 2025 Rookie of the Year.